Hey, it's Fiona here, and welcome to the Dragon card readings for this week. The theme that I have just been given is pretty cool and pretty, yeah, you're going to love it. Let's just put it that way. You're absolutely going to love it. So, the theme this week is if you were to allow yourself exactly who you were at age 5 or 6, fun, cheeky, loud, unfiltered. But who would you be today? Who is at your core? Who is actually really who you really, 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 really are? You're unapologetic, joyful, sweet, challenging. Like, who are you? Because before we lost ourselves to being good and don't show off, and you you held yourself a little bit tighter, you tried to behave, you swallowed your brilliance, you had to try and fit into please other people. So who were you? So the dragons have a message for you today. It's not that you're doing anything wrong, and it could be that you are a professional rugby player, it could be that you're an athlete, it could be that you're a CEO of a business, an entrepreneur, but you're not doing anything wrong. You're being wrong. So you're felt as how you're being. So sometimes we're just like, we're just playing a little bit too small, and that's not really who we are. And people can feel that. They can go, my God, where is she? I remember watching a friend of mine who's a singer, and she sings beautifully. And then one time she kind of got into this raucous, she opened up, she let herself go. And I was like, my God, there she is. And then you fall in love with someone when they're being, now there's a lot of talk about being your authentic self. When you're being your truest self, I went, oh, there she is. That's who I want to listen to singing. And I spoke to her about a month afterwards, and I said about it, and she said, yeah, she said, I always kind of tried to be a little bit sweeter and a little bit nicer because my dad didn't like me being like that. So we've all done it. We've all turned the tap off. We've all turned our energy down. We've all not being who we came here to be. Now, even if you're a, top athlete, there's always something else that you want to be able to produce. Like maybe you want to stand on stage, or you want to win the next game, or you want to play for another team, or as an entrepreneur, you kind of like want to write that book. You want to put yourself out there. As an artist, you want to be seen and heard, and not hide behind what you think is normal. So many entrepreneurs I know, they go, oh, it's a little bit too woo woo. I don't think I'll be accepted. But as a child, you would just be feisty, and you just say, no, this is what I see. I'm seeing invisible people. I'm playing with invisible friends. I know things. I see things, because each generation is so much more powerful than the last. So what if you could do nothing wrong? What if success was guaranteed when you were in this persona, when you're in this identity, ID? What if you walked, talked, dressed, acted, created, spoke like the true you, starting now? Who would you be? That unapologetic you. The book that I'm writing has retitled itself like Unapologetic. Who are you? The child of 4, 5, 6. Can you remember what you loved? What were you doing? Were you making books? Were you imagining yourself as doing something? We have vivid imaginations, and we know exactly who we are when we are at that age, when we're allowed to be loud and free and raucous without upsetting anyone, that we're too loud or too rude or too fun. Okay. So if you want to step back into your truest self, one, contact me, because I am the person who's going to help you to see and feed back to you where your soul is calling you. My God, come back. Activate that remembrance. Remember who you are. A CEO, a pro athlete. There's everything is about your energy. You need to set up your energy. So let's go big or go home, as the dragons like to put it. So this weekly transmission is about taking care of your energy first. It is all about, it's not your schedule, it's not your to-do list, it's not your responsibilities, but it is your energy. Okay, so we need to set up your energy first. So who are you being? Like you're creating everything that you're experiencing. So if you're playing small, your body is kind of, she will feel it, like it's just, oh God, it's just uncomfortable. And you'll be playing small in your relationships, playing small in your bank account, playing small with your business, playing small with your clients. Who are you really? So I want you to have a little bit of a reflection right now. I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Who were you at the age of 5 or 6 when you were in your full power? All right, so put the answer below. Let me know who you were. Start. So, like when you answer these questions, you're telling yourself, I remember who I am. I remember exactly who I am. Who were you when you were having the most fun? Unfiltered, unapologetically you. So, I mean, I can think of times when in the pouring rain, when everybody else was leaving this play park for the kids, there was this bouncy castle there, and I was like, I so want to go on there. Age restriction 12. No, I don't think so. So kicked off my shoes and socks, and I climbed up, and I went down this bouncy castle slide. I was having so much fun. It was incredible. So, like, who are you? Being your unapologetic self. I actually wanted someone to come along and tell me off because I was feeling that cheeky. And where are you in your body? What do you feel inside your body when you're being at your small self and when you're being at your big self? See if you can just do the scale. I'm always talking about Tara is all about flipping out of resistance and breaking the mold. So we need to be able to break through so that we can flip it. So Tara speaking. So what if you stopped performing like a good girl and started being? Who would you be? What stories would you tell? How would that all turn out for you? So you can burst out of your skin. You can burst into the identity that you've been squeezing to kind and fit in. It could be the people that you're surrounded by, the education that you did, trying to conform, what you need to wear, how you need to show up. Could be with your parents, your partner, your business. Like, what if you just burst out and you came out of actually who you really, really, really are? Fierce, playful, radiant self, and lead your life from that place again. All the physical symptoms would stop, you know, all the relationship troubles, all of those kind of things. They were just kind of like, this is who I am. I was in a room yesterday of so many glorious souls who were all in some way explaining to me how they'd kind of powered down having, because they lived in a different country. They're from New Zealand, Australia, the UK, Russia, South Africa. We were all in a room, promoting what we did as a business, but you could just feel that they had been, they conformed. Yeah, that's the word, instead of being unapologetic. So if you're ready to operate from your true self, first of all, listen to the card that you've picked this week, 1, 2, 3, or 4. DM me, let me know, so you can receive a guided dragon activation from your original energy blueprint, like who you really are. So it's not that you're doing anything wrong, it's that you're being wrong. Your true, authentic self is ready. She's ready to come through and shine through and just show everybody, God damn it, the unapologetic version of you. If that scares you slightly, that's okay. We can fix that because it's all about stepping into that incrementally, allowing that frequency all the way through so that you start operating from that. And then when you do, you're felt. Your frequency is different. You are in your true self. And there's nothing better than being authentic and your true self, your real identity, who you are as a soul, playful, feisty, open. You don't have to think about what you're going to say. You don't need to think about how you're going to operate. So that's this week's theme. Let's choose the dragon cards and see what is going on in this world. So, yes, I did. I brought my glasses. Every week I do that, don't I? So let's play and think about that, about your true self, and let the messages come through. Where are you? Where you enjoy your power, show your pure source in motion. Who are you as your pure source in motion? So let's come from that energy, and whatever card you picked, whatever child you picked, let's just see who you are being, and we will go in and we will talk to you from that state. So Oh, awesome. I just saw the card that just flew out. And I'm like, well, yeah, of course. That is 100% her message. All right, so we're playing with Bloom today, number 46. Set up your day to be the best possible experience that you can imagine. Ah, this is awesome. I was speaking to somebody last week and we were playing this game and the dragons were saying in our call, you need to play a bigger game, be more playful, stop being so serious. And and she's like, yeah, okay. But when we try and set up our day, we were still trying to be so serious about it, clients and money and all that kind of stuff. And the dragons came back and said, well, no, what if you could go to work? Okay, so what we're coming up is being really, really playful. What if you could go to work being unapologetic you and just kind of went, you know what? Those girls, they're going to wear a pink jumper today. And we start realizing just how playful we can set up our days. So set up your day to be the best possible experience that you can imagine. Who does this? Who actually sets up their day to be totally unapologetic and really start saying, there, this is what I want. Say it out loud. Let's see what this card actually has to say to us today. So this is Bloom, by the way. Bloom. She's very playful. She's very feisty. You currently live your day all day in your mind. When you set up your day, you feel yourself living with your dream at the forefront of your mind, in your mind's eye, and you are there to touch in with your soul and your very essence. Then your day is arriving towards you. You are called from every single angle, and you are aware of how you want to feel in your day and how you want to receive that feeling. Set yourself up to focus on your soul's dream today. So we're talking today about who you want to be, who you are as a 5-year, 6-year-old, having fun in your day and just kind of go, oh God, wouldn't that be fun if this happened? It's as big as that. A lot of people will never grasp a hold of this simple step or understand this aspect, but you do. And now you have to start somewhere. It's a complete turnaround from the way you think you need to do things and to get things done, or how you get to what you want out of your day. Being able to set up your day is staying in the best possible energy and frequency, consciously focusing on the best possible intentions and outcomes. You are flowing with your best ideas, your very best consciousness of what's around you in your environment, as well as what's running through you, all put there by your soul and the spirituals for you to notice. Being able to feel what's right for you, what's not right for you, all in the setup of your day, trusting that it shall come to pass. What if your success was guaranteed? What if your playfulness was guaranteed? Remember to dutifully clean your energy throughout the day, breathing with intention, going outside in nature to feed your soul. This is so that you can continue and still have energy at the end of the day, and for you to be the most productive and still having the most ease, pleasure, and the most fun in your day. It's a complete change to what you want to get out of your day, how you approach your day, how to take care of yourself through the day. This is the ultimate aim so that you can be conscious all day of how much you want to play. You are not alone. And so many think of you have been shut down in your consciousness and your awareness because it was just too much to deal with. Whereas we, the dragons, say, on the contrary, it is a lot less to deal with. When you have set up your day, then the amount of force and energy needed, following the rules and regulations and not being able to trust people and watching things go wrong, it's all possible. Because there is a clear setup in your day. Okay? When your day is set up, you're in the right energy and things are aligned and flowing and just using beautiful, kind words that you really like to use. Now, imagine your euphoric day set up from the age of 5 or 6 child within you. What would you have set up in there? I would set up playtime. I would set up dressing up. I would set up going out to do playful things. I would not be worrying and doing all the adult things. I tell you that right now. So how are you going to set up your unapologetic day as a 5 or 6 year old? What would you have put in your day? Because that is your true essence. All right, that was card number 1. Now we are going to move on to and pick out card number 2. So let's just put into the pack what it is that we're wanting to pull out of there. All right, so people who chose card number 2. And 1 fell out straight away. Another load fell out on top. But let's just read this one. This is Utopia. Okay, let's get the card from my very tatty book, because I've been doing this now for like several years. All right. Now, what these cards are great for is, like, you can ask a question at the beginning of your day or halfway through the day, or if you've got something that's going on. If you've got something going on in your life, you can use these cards to sort of help navigate through. How do I operate through this problem, this issue, this situation? And the dragon cards will often come out and they will tell you exactly how you need to operate. They're very clear, very precise, and very straightforward. The dragons call a spade a spade. All right, so they they've got zero tolerance for mucking about. They are straight and direct, and most of us like that, don't we? So card number 2 this week, Utopia, number 58. Transition to being the oracle, listening to the voice of infinite wisdom, listening in, living in the power of the creator. Now, living in the power of the creator, our theme this week is like, what if you were 5 or 6? You are the power of the creator. Before you got squashed and before you got adapted and before you gave your power away, who are you? So we're bringing you back to being in that energy. And this is what I absolutely love to do with people, like show them who they really are in their truest essence, their identity. So this is card number 2 from Utopia. Be consciously aware of how your physical body responds as the barometer to your environment. When you are connected to your higher self as spirit, you do so via your soul, and the world around you speaks to you, and you are naturally sensitive to the energies of earth. So it is people, the plants and animals, and beyond the limitations of your physical body into your environment, which is feeding back to you. I kind of mucked that up, didn't I? So naturally sensitive energies of the earth to its people, to the plants and animals, and beyond limitations of your physical body into the environment, which is feeding back to you. You become the observer of life, safe in your own bubble, watching with a new depth of awareness, and you will never become ruffled by the dramas that unfold or the experiences of wrong and right. You are now observing through the eyes of your soul. Now, your soul can also be called your unapologetic 5 or 6 year old, before life got squashed out of you, before you gave up on your dreams. So you're observing from that particular angle. And that is with the air of observation. And there is no judgment, no criticism, or need to be in the middle of that event and drama or any situation sharing your beliefs and opinions. The dragons say it like this: it is our intention to allow people to come back to their body to feel safe, to set about living with their original purpose and intention, which is no small matter. We are a collective, a team, one of many, and want for a better description of the word, the voice of God. This state of transition to one who is in witness of themselves and has their soul shining through, and who can be felt by others in the state of enlightenment. So like you would be felt as your 5 or 6 year old, thoroughly enjoying life, what you came in for. You are shining so brightly, and you will experience that all cravings, desperate and destructive desires have faded away, and the illusions that once drove you with a driving need to survive simply vanish. You have witnessed the bigger picture. You are connected to all, and that is a feeling that resembles the sun coming up, warming you up, softening all of the edges, melting away all of your worries, all of your fears and concerns. You have entered into and become one of a band of wise ones who are rising above it all and assisting others to rise and shine. Once you have understood the world as it is, you have gained a gentle, perfected perception of inner wisdom. You have activated your remembrance. So you are remembering who you are and why you came in the first place, and why you were here and what you are here to set about. So that is 3/4 of that actual message from the dragons about how you start to operate as a soul in a human experience. That was card number 2. Right, we're going to go and have a little bit of call in the dragons. There are 64 of these cards, 8 dragons and 8 messages. And we are calling them in every single week as an activation so that you can actually feel more of your true self. Every single week is an activation because we're tuning in with your energy. Don't listen with your head. Listen with your whole body. See how it makes you feel. See what activation is going on. See what feels comfortable and uncomfortable. So, yay. And one flew out straight away with a $50. Okay. Oh, gosh, yes, absolutely. Oh, Serafina, this is an amazing card. Thank you so much. Okay, so with our theme this week and card number 3, with our theme this week about calling in your 5 or 6-year-old, calling in your truest essence, Fiona, get your teeth in, calling in the unapologetic version of you, the feisty, the fun, the source in movement, because you are a source and you are in movement through this earth. Then I called out this card and this is what came through. Card number 2, Serafina. The spell has to be broken. The knowledge has to come through now. All right? Meaning that you are so powerful. You are just able to be unapologetic. Success is guaranteed. There is no need to live below the table of all the worries and fears and everything that we've been squashed into under the table. We can live now from above the table, just like everything's going to go right. Everything's going to work out just perfectly. This is a ride. This is great. So let's read what Serafina wants to share with us this week from this card. The spell has to be broken. The knowledge has to come through now. You have much needed knowledge that needs to come through now. The spell has to be broken. Things are already changing for you. The old ways don't work for you anymore. Enough time has passed in struggle and it's time to access your power, which is the power to create magic and miracles. The planet and the population are evolving rapidly now. Those who wish to shift into bigger consciousness creators, to wield this power for the good, for the fun, for the play, and for the experiences of feeling 100% alive, and just experiencing your time on this planet, in this earthly flesh and bones body as the creator of a life well lived. You can experience creation, being able to create out of energy, out of vibration, out of ether, out of nothing, and yet which is out of everything. Everything is possible for you. Anybody can create. There is potential to go from sickness to health. Anybody can change their focus. You can call to you what you want. Once you are clear and know without a doubt what it is that you want to feel, what you want to experience, who you want to be again, the really core blueprint of who you are at this 5 or 6-year-old when you were just unapologetic, loving and having fun in life, hopefully. Once you know what the feeling and the energy is of what it is you want, it is as simple and hard as that. And I did some reading yesterday and a similar sort of essence came up about it's not, when you want to manifest something, it's not about all the stuff that you need to think about till you manifest. It's like, how does it feel? How does it feel when everything's going right, when everything's falling into place for you? So thank you very much, Serafina. It's a great reminder of our remembrance of who and what we are. Thank you for activating that in us today. Thank you, Serafina. Now I'm going to move on to card number 4. No idea what it's going to be, but we do know that it is most definitely about the theme of remembering your unapologetic self, that fun, feisty, glorious 5 or 6-year-old who has not been squashed and molded. Oh, and this C came out so fast. All right, so fine. This is awesome. So, no, the 15. All right, these cards are really here to help you navigate and any situation and issue that you're going through. They help you navigate your way through that. How can you set your day up? How can you operate as one who is feisty, who has everything worked out? They guaranteed success. Now, Tara is card number 4 this week. We love Tara. Tara gets you to see things from a different perspective. I met Tara on a beach here in Seabourg. I was finishing a business reading that I was doing for somebody, and then she came out of the sea to meet me. She sat behind me and we had a kind of a long discussion until the dog from across the other side of the beach came racing over and broke its lead. The owner came running after, going, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." And like, I know exactly why that dog's here. And it just rolled and rolled and rolled all over me, all over my legs in the sand. I was a bit scratched, but it wanted to be in the energy of me having a conversation with Tara. So feel that energy right now and let that come in so that you can hear and feel this message coming through. The evolution is the revolution of mastering your own feelings. There is a temptation to take this shift in evolution of mastering your feelings as tremendously serious. So we're talking about manifesting, law of attraction, and the dragons are saying, "Oh my God, you're taking that so serious. You're doing that in a linear way when your mind is a circular thinking. It's into intuition, it's into feelings, it's not linear. All right, it's not about writing down steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take care to notice whatever the situation and you find yourself in and be the observer." Oh, that goes back to the previous one. "And allow the glimmer of humor woven into every single situation," which is Bloom. She's all about fun, climbing up the bouncy castle. Your evolution as a population on the planet at this specific time, why you were born, you chose to be incarnate at this particular time, that we the dragons are here to assist you with, is to experience the full transition into the next paradigm. And it is a revolution and a shift into knowing you are safe to feel, becoming a sensitive, knowing, intuitive, consciously aware, multisensory soul and human being. It is considered to be a big step. However, you would be in, however, how would it be to consider to be, this is so much more fun than that? And can you see that it's all a game and you're playing that game after all? Here comes the 5 or 6-year-old coming in just going, "Oh, wouldn't it be fun to have this? Oh, wouldn't it be fun to have that?" You mean there's no limit to what they want when they go in the toy store. So why do we limit ourselves? "Oh, I think I'm being a bit greedy. Oh, I don't know if I deserve that." What? The revolution of allowing your feelings to flow and infiltrate you is ancient, instinctive knowledge. And you have a simple and easy access to it all. This knowledge is actively being used and has been used by people who are in touch with the land, who communicate with other species and other animals, the witches, the sorceresses, the plant whisperers, the animal whisperers, who need and read the stars and can predict changes and locate the lost. Don't know whether you've ever heard my story about finding lost keys or lost socks or lost coats or lost credit cards. Tribes people and native clans have innate knowing and sensual life skills that tap into and read energy and into the sensitive vibrations, frequency, transferred images between people and places, sounds, and across all the senses. You have your own sensitivity that just needs activated, and this is existing learning how to be present and assemble in your soul so many previous lifetimes that are locked away in your soul and ready to be ignited. You've already done so much of this already. It makes for a much simpler and very colourful life. rather than the struggle of remaining in the shades of grey and accepting what you believe is that all that there is acceptable available for you. With all the mediocre, mundane obligations of living in a monochrome average life, a narrow bandwidth life, fighting to survive and being so damn serious. Tara, thank you very much. This is the revolution of mastering your feelings. Your inner world creates your outer world. So please let me help you master your feelings, because it's so much more fun to do it as a 5 or 6-year-old. And that is who I am when I'm reading into you and I'm saying to you, we have to play with this. I'm not going to go at it from anything that I've learned. I'm going to take the information as it comes through. We're going to play a bigger game. We're going to play a deeper game. And it's far more fun. It's far more fun when we allow ourselves to be guided. All right. Have an awesome, awesome week. Now, there are solutions to being able to operate in this way. And this is what we're proposing, even this week. Think about who you were as a 5 or 6-year-old. Now, if you want to work with this in a different way, there is a course called Manifest with the Dragons. It is 12 weeks when I allow you to go into the dragon's energy and allow yourself to play. What could be better than that? What could be better than this? Who am I at my full force? Who am I unapologetically? That is Manifest with the Dragons. I will put the link down below. Also, join me this week when we are going to be tapping into finding your next 5 clients who are going to sign you up immediately, because that is about being the business and the entrepreneur. We need to use our imagination, our energy, our voice, and step into that version of ourselves, our truest essence. Have a great, great week. And I will see you all in Practical Magic every single day. I post something in there to support you and help you move forward. Have a great week. Have a great, 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 great week.